What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Wargame, Red Dragon. Today I'm bringing you a 1v1 on Tropic Thunder, I believe the map's called. I'm using a helicopter-based Chinese infantry deck that I made just the other day as a adjustment to the Chinese deck that I was using. It's a completely different deck. This one focusing more on helicopter and air-to-ground strike airplanes. It's in a direct response pretty much to the countless opponents I've played so far that have just been moving through the jungles and attacking me from concealed positions. So I'm figuring, if you can't beat them, join them. So we're going to do that tactic today on poor K-Charp or K-Charp or Harp. I don't know how you say his name. But the battle plan here is to move up to Hotel, India, and Gulf, occupy those areas there, occupy this little town right here, as well as getting some infantry into here, maybe. I'm going to let the enemy have Echo, Delta, and Foxtrot. I'm not even going to try to fight the enemy house to house. I'm going to put units into this town here, and probably this town here. Essentially, wherever there is a bridge, I want to have ATGMs or anti-tank units waiting. Not going to bother trying to take the fight to the enemy. I'm going to let them come to me. And up here, as you can see on the map here, this whole eastern side of the map is just nothing but vegetation, woods, mountains, valleys and such. I'm going to have a big helicopter force that's going to move up through the woods, come over here, stage in this area right here, and then assault Anna from the east. I mean, the battle's already kicked off, so let's just go back down here, take a look at the force heading out. We have a Z5 command chopper moving out with this helicopter force here. I have 4 helicopters, 40 men of the Hanishi behind them. I have some Legion, their elite infantry, moving in as well. Essentially, my plan is to head into Anna, find the command, kill it, land the Z5 command helicopter, and try to flood in as many reinforcements as I can into the enemy backfield. Tanks, helicopters, call out bombers, everything I can. Essentially just going to completely disrupt the enemy and pretty much hammer and anvil him is essentially what I'm trying to do in this battle here. However, it's very risky. This whole helicopter force could just be shot down on its way there. The MI-1 now is moving up to the west, trying to screen any kind of approach that the enemy could be taking to try and, if they have a helicopter rush of their own or something like that, I'm trying to detect it. And look at this little this road going up into the mountain. Where does it go? Just goes under the mountain somewhere. That's pretty cool. Nice little detail there. So far the enemy's got Dimitri. They have center. I've moved up into Sheraton now. I'm bringing in these HQ-7s. These are a different anti-aircraft unit, not the other one that was in the previous video I put out. This one has 4 missiles as opposed to 2, but it's not as accurate and it doesn't fire as far. But quantity over quality is the way I see it. MI-1 scout helicopter moving up with them now, trying to get eyes on the enemy, waiting to see where they're going to be deploying their infantry. Fedor and Elena are usually where most of the fighting takes place on this map. It's always a bombed out, napalmed mess by the time the battle's done. I'm trying not to have that happen here. This is a no time limit battle. It's play to 2,000 points, so the first one to score 2,000 points obviously wins. So I'm pretty much, apart from my offensive into Anna to try to cut the head off the snake, I'm not going to be taking the fight to the enemy at all throughout this battle. I'm going to let them come to me and let them throw their nice expensive units onto my cheap communist units. But so far I have no idea what my enemy is here. No sign of the enemy yet. We know what zones they occupy, but no sign of their forces yet. Oh, man, speak of the devil. Catching eyes on something there for a second and just lost it. Over here on the eastern flank, the Z5 and the Legion letting the MI8s move up ahead of them to screen the approach. If there is some form of AA net or something aircraft or something waiting for me, I'd rather have them shoot down my MI8s with my riflemen as opposed to my command helicopter or my elite infantry. So the MI8 staging over here, hovering above the jungle canopy. Let's see if we can get a shot up at one of them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hovering above the jungle canopy, just are they heading out? Yep, heading out now. There they go. Heading off to a more than likely certain death. Back over here on the front, we get that blue dot has appeared, and he's joined by a friend here. Let's see what we got. It's like a tank of some sort. God damn it. NBT 70 maybe, or a AMX, possibly a French deck. Over here we have something else arriving. That looked like a Lynx to me, so more than likely this is a French deck, maybe a French-German deck. Got a tank and some helicopters. 2 tanks now. There's a helicopter. That is a Lynx, I do believe, with rocket pods, so that was landing infantry over here, so maybe a heavy infantry armored deck, possibly. French, of the French variety. That's weird. You usually don't see French armored decks. Moving up some Lee Ren recon infantry now, trying to catch eyes on anything over here in these industrial areas, or anything moving into this town over there. It's a really good position to station some recon infantry. Over here, the MI8's arriving at the insertion point, dropping off the Hanishi. And the Hanishi now heading out. From here, they're going to move up to this wood line, try to see if they can get eyes on anything from over here. From here, they're going to head down this way, cross the bridge, and stage themselves in this village. And if the coast looks clear, if they can't see anything, and if the Mi-1 scout helicopter can't see anything, the likely position of the enemy command is in this wooded area right here. So they're going to move into this jungle, and or not jungle, this wooded area, dense forest, whatever, go command hunting. If the command's not there, the only other place it could be is back here in this wooded area, and it looks like there's a glitch in the replay. Here's the enemy fob with a German flag on there, so this is a German deck, it appears. That's funny. Yeah, that's a glitch. So the command is more than likely somewhere in that vicinity near the fob. 9 times out of 10, that's where people like to put their command. Mi-1 scout helicopter now coming up, trying to see what he can see, which is a whole lot of nothing. We got an AMX rolling now. That's a French unit. Going down low, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to save him here. That Roland's coming straight for us. The enemy probably by now knows I'm coming. I mean, he's had to have seen me. That French Roland now moving up. I believe that's French. It might be German. I don't know. AMXs are a German variant, or a French. Oh dear. Shooting at the Mi-1. 2 misses. There we go. Yeah, Mi-1 shot down. So yeah, the enemy by now has to know the jig is up. They have to know that Roland now pulling back as the Legion and the Hanishi arrive into this village. all their helicopters now. The Z5's armed with machine guns, and the Mi-8's armed with rocket pods. So they are definitely capable of suppressing and destroying most infantry and light to medium armored units. So some decent fire support if I need it for my guys here. Up on the front, we got eyes on more AMXs, so this must be a French and German combined deck here. AMX, a French tank. AMX 13s, yeah, so it's French infantry, I guess. And I have an MLRS battery in the back. I'll show you them later, but dropping their cluster munitions all over this this area here. Not really effective against heavily armored units like tanks, but certainly enough to do some damage, to stun, to destroy transports, things like that. So just blanketing that area, softening up whatever could be trying to push down through that region. And here are my fills, my rocket battery back here. Have them in the jungle, just waiting for the order to fire. Like the plants inside the vehicle. It's hilarious. But yeah, they're aiming right now. It's a very long reload and aim time, but the devastation they can dish out is well worth it. So everything's all quiet right now. My Hanishi Legion moving into the woods. Hopefully we're going to find this command in here. Once the command has been neutralized, we're going to have to hunt down that Roland. And Roland looks like he's probably hiding up in this region right here. When he killed my scout helicopter, he headed up in this direction. So more than likely he's in the backfield here, waiting for some other recon chopper to push their way up. Gazelles now, these are French. Gazelles, HOTS, they're ATGM, anti-tank guided missiles, ATGM firing helicopters. Got 3 of them coming out now. I don't even have any tanks, really. So the enemy obviously not too sure what I have waiting for him on the other side of the river. Moving into this wooded area, no eyes on any commands yet. That's not good. I did not want to have to push any deeper into Anna. I really needed to take out that command, take out the AA, and then bring in my Z5 so I can countercap Anna. Throughout this whole time passing by now, 10 minutes has passed into the battle, and everything that I have building up over here is relatively cheap. These BJ-212s, ATGM firing Jeeps, these are I think like 40 points or something like that, 45 points maybe. I got 2 of those. Bringing in a cargo chopper at some point. I don't think I've called that out yet, but I'll be bringing in a cargo chopper to keep these guys armed over here. Brought up some more tanke shashals, Hanishi, to not very many infantry over here, but enough to slow down and destroy these really expensive tanks that's going to start coming across the bridges here. Over here, more tanke shashals with their 95mm anti-tank rifles. Gotta love that. Over here I brought up some BRDMs. These are I believe like 20 or 25 points. They're armed with 6 anti-tank guided missiles and they're amphibious, so I didn't even have to worry about driving them across the bridge. They just went straight across the river here and took up a nice forward position in this forest to get eyes on anything in that town over there crossing this farmland. The only catch with them is that their range isn't anything spectacular. Their accuracy sure as shit isn't anything spectacular. God, let me try that again. Their range isn't anything spectacular. Their accuracy sure as shit isn't anything spectacular, and their armor penetration power isn't that great either. MLRS now coming in, trying to soften up this area for my infantry now. Whoa, wait a minute, 110 point, that's the command. The MLRS getting a lucky strike and taking out that lightly armored Jeep. Anna is now uncapped. I need to bring in that Z5, a Mirage now coming over. They must have caught sight of my helicopters now. They know the jig is up. Oh, dropping bombs. Fucking hell, dropping napalm right on my Hanishi. That's not good. The only thing I have over here that it's going to be effective against that Roland is these 85 millimeter Type 69 RPGs that the Hanishi have, and one unit of them is pretty much done. Q50 now coming in now, or Q5D coming in. I had eyes on that Roland until that whole unit got set on fire. With no target, he was forced to bug out and get out of there. The Legion are pretty much ineffective against armored targets with their weapons. They are infantry killers, and infantry killers they are. But against an armored target like a Roland, there's really nothing they're going to be able to do against it. They're pretty much screwed here. What do they got? Oh dear God, a Tigre. A French attack helicopter. Decimating my Legion. Legion opening up on it, knocking off a block of health, but with their AK-47s and their light machine guns, but there's nothing that they can't do anything against this Tigre. The Tigre is going to just light them up. Only 5 of them remaining out of that unit of 20. They're just shooting the shit out of that helicopter, but you know it's a heavily armored attack helicopter. It's just targeting system's been damaged and the fire control's malfunctioning, so they're doing damage to it, but health-wise, they can't penetrate the armor on that thing. Hanishi now moving back into the woods. Looks like the enemy brought back a command from somewhere in their forward positions, probably the command they were sending to Fedor, bringing a command back to recap Anna. I have no choice now but to bring in the helicopters. The Z5 now landing to countercap Anna. I cannot afford to have the enemy bring out reinforcements and push me out of Anna. I need to carry the fight, and bringing in all my helicopters now to just try to do whatever I can to keep the fight going in Anna, to keep them away from the front. Legion now coming under attack from tanks, it looks like. That's going to be it for that's it for the Legion. MI8's now opening up with their rocket barrages. 110 points to 100 points right now. Very close battle so far, 15 minutes in. I brought in some SA-32 anti-tank guided missile helicopters now. My HOTS taking out the Roland finally. The MI8s as well, but getting shot down by these tanks. The AMXs with their autocannons and coaxial machine guns devastating at close range against these helicopters. The HOTS, I believe, are out of missiles. The only one missile left, but doing damage. 395 points on the board for me now to 165 for the enemy. There's that Tigre again. The HOTS are out of missiles, but it's too late. There's no room to fall back, and subsequently paying the price. Hanishi now, I'm trying to move them across the open here to get them into this wooded area up here. I'm suspecting that maybe the enemy, I'm looking at the main road that goes into the town. They could have brought the command in and moved them into this little forested strip here, or maybe this one down here. But they're about to be caught out in the open from this AMX tank squadron pushing through the woods up here. The Z5 pretty much undefended over here. The only thing he's doing right now is just denying the enemy their reinforcement point, their only reinforcement point. MLRS strike now coming in on this cluster of units spotted over here, stunning some tanks in the process. 405 to 295 right now. Over here we got some Roland spotted. A very curious position. More tanks. Trying again with the helicopter rush now. This time I'm bringing in some gunships as well. Z5s with Z5As with PKT machine guns, 80mm rockets, devastating support suppression helicopters here. Up front there we got more MI8 more MI8 transport helicopters, taking a much faster route up north this time. Whoa. Yeah, there's the the Mi-8 transport helicopters. Trying again to push through this very slim foothold I had over here, but it's too little, too late. At Z5 being forced to withdraw as those AMXs close on his position. Very little fuel left in that Z5. And these Z9s, these were anti-aircraft helicopters armed with infrared missiles, taking some fire on the way out. Trying to regroup with the second helicopter push over here, and looks like we got some Gazelles coming in now. Su-275 coming in to engage those Gazelles. Gonna miss. Bring in my heavy hitter. This is my most advanced fighter jet that I have available to me is the Chinese. Bringing him out to take out these helicopters. They're trying to swing around my flank to use my tactic against me with their these anti-tank, taking out one of the Gazelles there. Jesus Christ, he's just spinning out all over the place. Finally. Good God. But yeah, anyways, these Gazelles now moving into my backfield here, going artillery hunting or going command hunting. Su-275 evacing out of there. I brought in some HQ-7s to dispatch the last of these Gazelles. Goodbye. Over here, the last of my Hinishi. Only 7 of them left that survived that tank push. Taking refuge in this this wooded area here. We got AMXs all over the place up there, and tanks. A Mirage now coming in now, taking fire from the HQ-7s. Massive amount of AA fire coming up, 100-point kill. You can see right there what I was going for. I positioned them in the woods so that by the time that plane was engaged by my anti-aircraft batteries, there's really nothing he could do. The missiles were coming in from behind him. Moving these HQ-7s closer to the Mi-6 so they can rearm and reload. A lot of blue dots being spotted up here. The helicopters now moving in, taking some AA fire on the way in. This is a suicide rush. That's all this is a straight suicide rush. This is a really stupid idea. The enemy knows I'm coming. They know what I'm trying to do. So they've very well defended this position with tanks, anti-aircraft units. Z5's unleashing their rocket barrages, but against this just blanket of anti-aircraft fire coming up, nothing they can do except just die. I managed to land some Hinishi over here. Here comes the Tigra again. Oh man, taking out the last of my my transports. And now just mopping up, taking out an entire unit of Hinishi with that rocket barrage. Absolutely devastating. The enemy pulling into the lead, 1,030 to 735. My Hinishi opening up on that Tigra, but they're just having no effect. Just absolutely no effect. And another Tigra now coming in. And caught between a horrible crossfire, and there goes the last of them. A sound tactic, a good tactic. It would have worked. It did work. It's just I should have. It all comes down to points, you know. I should have had a second wave staged and ready to go, as the first wave was making a beachhead. But lesson learned. You know, this is this deck's first outing, so you know, trial and error is essentially the only way to succeed in Wargame Red Dragon, or any Wargame battle for that matter. The remainder of these helicopters up here now, I'm just unsure what to do with them. I got a recon chopper, a Z9 that's taking some hits. He's worried, as you can see, and then my Z5 command helicopter over here. Not really sure what to do now with that. they're just gonna, I guess, hang back and wait. As far as the front line goes, still building. I brought up some more tank Heshaus to provide some anti-armor firepower here. QW1 anti-aircraft unit. Bringing in these Hanishi right now to occupy this town and form a nice little RPG wall on it. And we have a big armored column coming across the bridge. AMXs everywhere. This is a big problem. We have a big armored force forming over here. Nice ATGM hit. My BRDM's opening up from the wooded area over here, and here you're about to see just how horribly inaccurate these damn things are. Complete whiff, and now the AMX is turning to engage. Here comes another one. Direct hit. That's the second hit I believe that tank's taken, and it's still chugging. And 2 complete misses. It's like the tank has a force field. There we go. Finally, 3 ATGMs to take out the AMX. 1 side hit and 2 on the front. A whiff and another whiff. But look at that. Just that stream of ATGMs enough to completely dissuade this French armor. Well, I mean, you know, they are French after all, but completely dissuaded them. They're in confusion. They're moving all over the place. We got a Mirage coming in now, dropping bombs. You can see one of the BRDMs in the river out there, dropping napalm on that position now. Luckily, I managed to move my BRDMs out of there in time. Moved my Mi-6 cargo helicopter back as well. He's there to keep the BRDMs resupplied. It's an absolute massive, massive helicopter. But that armored column falling back now, I missed it, but a 1,000-kilogram bomb getting dropped right on the tail end of that armored column. And here comes the MLRS strike now again. All the way back here, emptying the last of the FOB. Yeah, those missile batteries are absolute FOB killers. They will drain a FOB dry, stunning all these tanks. And these rockets don't have the punch to really take out those units, but they'll stun them, they'll damage them, and they'll really disorient the crew. BRDM's now moving back up. Engage these AMXs. And again, you're about to see just how horribly oh Jesus, you're about to see anything. That BRDM getting annihilated by those AMXs, but here again, this BRDM opening up and just completely missing. I don't know, he actually scored a hit. That's amazing. Taking out another BRDM. So, out of all the missiles fired from these BRDMs in this skirmish over here, we've managed to inflict 2 casualties and wasted and God knows how many thousands of dollars worth of missiles. Armored column just chilling there. We have a super Entard now coming in. Not sure exactly what he's doing. I have another helicopter rush now moving up this side of the map, trying to come at him from a blind angle from this mountainside over here. And again, it's not exactly a sound tactic, but the whole point of this battle. Oh, we got fighters. We got fighters coming in. Z9s now. I'm landing the Z5s. Got to get my infantry out of there. Z9s coming in. I'm using them very smartly. What I'm doing with them is I'm switching off their infrared missiles until the planes have already passed by the helicopters. That way, there you can see right there, I just switched off the missile. That way, I'll engage them as they pass by, and I'm almost guaranteed a hit, as you're about to see on this Peace Rhine. Miss. And I think another miss, but that Super Entard, not so lucky. 90-point kill there. This Peace Rhine coming back in. But on the way out, doosh, nice 120 point kill there on that Peace Rhine. Get off my map, son. Tigres now coming in. Oh dear God, one of them taking a direct hit, and another one 110 point kill. Excellent, forcing the other Tigre to fall back just like a French player. These Z5s definitely pulling their weight. But down here, the enemy getting bored. 1280 to 1270 right now. He's got to do something. ATGM's coming in now. He's bottlenecking himself, though. Big armored push now coming across this bridge. All of his tanks, his AA units and Rolands moving up first. I don't know if that's exactly a smart thing to do. Completely overwhelming the infantry I had stationed in this town here. The BRDMs I had in this wooded area here getting annihilated by the sheer massive amount of tanks coming across the bridge. The Rolands forming a beachhead against all my MI8s now coming in now to try and suppress the enemy and hold them in place. These MI8s are completely expendable. They're only, I think, 15 points a helicopter. I need to keep these units from pushing further in because they are bottlenecked as hell right now. And this J7 is about to make them pay for it. $1,000-kilogram bomb coming in, killing some units, stunning a whole crap load of them, effectively shutting down their AA for a minute. These AMXs now pushing a little bit further in, but like a typical French player pulling back. I don't know where they're going. Back over the bridge. They're in full retreat. And things are about to get worse for this guy. My Q5Ds, with their fire and forget missiles, they're about to have a really bad day. There goes the Rolands. There goes more Rolands and a rocket barrage at the end for the win. 2005 to 1650. Patience is a virtue. Let me tell you that. That whole time that I was building up there at the end, those helicopter rushes that I was doing up the flanks, they were expensive and they were costly, but they weren't that expensive and they weren't that costly. Those infantry units were only, I think, 15, maybe 20 points each. The helicopter that they ride in, 10 to 15 points each. So you're looking at only 45 points a unit right there. Not necessarily that bad, not necessarily that big of a point expenditure. The whole time I was building my Air Force, building all my air-to-ground strike capabilities, waiting and praying that the enemy would bottleneck themselves coming across those bridges, and that's exactly what they did, absolutely massacring that French armored battalion as they came across that bridge and retreated back across that bridge. I believe if the enemy would have assaulted me across different bridges, it probably would have been a different story. If he would have spread his tanks out and came at me from different angles, he would have overwhelmed me on multiple fronts, and I probably wouldn't have been able to fight off all those tanks across multiple fronts like that. He would have got more kills. I mean, my infantry stood absolutely no chance against that sheer wall of tanks coming at them. So, hats off to K-Chart for putting up a hell of a fight. It was very close there towards the end. It was just one mistake cost you the victory, my friend. MVP of the battle, I'm going to probably nominate either the Q5D or the Q51. Probably the Q5D there, scoring 3 kills, those AMX-30 Rolands, allowing the enemy, or basically shutting down the enemy there at the end, not allowing them to have any anti-air capability, as my last 2 planes came in and bombed the ever-loving shit out of them. And really, there wasn't that many kills there towards the end. The Q5Ds taking out those 3 Rolands, the J7 taking out 2 AMX 3082s, Brennises, so those were really not really expensive, but those were some pricey tanks right there. And then the Q51s taking out a bunch of AMXs as well. So not a whole lot of tanks lost there at the end, but it was definitely enough to tip the balance in my favor. I'd like to thank you guys for taking time to watch the video and all that. Please give it a like if you liked it. Share it with a friend who might enjoy this material and help me grow my channel. If you have any comments or questions, please comment down below in the section titled Comments. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.